Applebee's. It's the Philadelphia Eagles into Week 7 with the best record in the NFL, hosting the Washington Redskins at Lincoln Financial Field. Before we talk about tonight, a look back at Sunday's best. These are the plays, guys, that made you say, wow. Matt, Zeke Elliott's third touchdown of the day.
Well, he had a great day. Great game.
Let's go with Christian McCaffrey. 7 receptions, led the team in losing everyone. Look at that. I played with his dad, easy Ed McCaffrey. I don't know that I ever saw Ed make a catch like that. Christian McCaffrey, 7 receptions, led the league, led the team yesterday.
It did say Matt, didn't it? Did it say Matt? Zeke Elliott, Matt.
Hey, but this is a creative play call. Little fake reverse screen. Zeke Elliott, third touchdown of the day, 72 yards. And he's got a little dance at the end to match. But that's not the most impressive thing to me. Here it is, the extra point by safety, Jeff Heath.
The safety?
In place of an injured Dan Bailey. Jason Witten's going nuts. Good job.
Randy, Dolphins make a splash. Jarvis Landry, 17-yard catch and hurdle.
He just killed that linebacker, Susie. Then he goes and goes and goes up over the defender. I'm going to tell you what, Jarvis Landry, I heard what you said after the game, and one thing about it, boy, the city of Miami loving you, dog.
Charles, Steelers wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster's 31-yard TD catch plus the hide-and-seek celebration.
Man, great catch. And let's give a big applause to the NFL for letting these guys go out there and have fun. Hold on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Ready, not? Here I come. He finds Le'Veon Bell behind the goalpost. Man, one of my favorite childhood games. I don't know about you guys. Man, great job, guys. Way to have fun out there on the field.
I don't think Martavius Bennett really, I don't think he liked that one.
Oh, no.
He wasn't a part of it.
He didn't like that? He just stood there like,
yeah.
Those were the best
Party
plays.
pooper.
But how about the best performances? And for those, we award game balls. And now, you're
sure?
All right.
No,
Start it off, man.
I'm not.
All right, my game ball goes to the LA Rams, Sean McVay and his team taking on some Hall of Famers. These guys showed up. They showed up on offense. 3-0 on the road this year. I believe they're 5-2. Defensively, they showed up just the same. Made basically Adrian Peterson invisible for the day. Knocked out the opposing team's quarterback. Really impressive, Sean McVay.
Game ball, who are these Jacksonville Jaguars? Everyone asks week to week. Well, one thing they are is they are defensive front. 10 sacks. Now, granted, it was the Colts. But come on, 10? Twice in a year? I can't imagine how much that must feel for Jacoby Brissett, because it seemed like it could have been 15 if he wasn't so athletic. Might have been an all-time NFL record.
Bay Area. Yeah, I had to go to Oakland, man. Even though y'all played last Thursday, man, I had to get you on here today, Amari Cooper. 11 catches for 210 yards at a critical time when your team needs you. Now, I know you had 3 drops, so I can't let you off the hook for that. But way to step up, man. They're going to need more of that down the stretch, Amari. Good job. Cool. My game ball goes to the offensive line of the New England Patriots, Dante Scarnecchia. I love what you're doing with them boys up front. Yeah, they gave up 2 sacks last night, but one thing that I love to see, over 30 carries, over 150 yards. I'm going to tell you what, if that offensive line and that offense keep running that ball like that, y'all better watch out. I can see the New England Patriots back in the Super Bowl.
All right, my game ball goes to Bears rookie safety Eddie Jackson. There have been some outstanding rookie performances on offense this season, but defense, Jackson with a 75-yard scoop and score on the opening drive, and then a 76-yard pick six later.
Simpson overthrow.
And he made history. First ever defensive player with multiple 75-yard touchdowns in a game. And you know what else, guys? Jackson scored more points than 8 teams did on Sunday. I don't know what that says about the rest of the league.
It says great defense, Susie.
Well, speaking of great defense, or maybe improved defense, let's talk about the big rematch last night, Patriots and Falcons. And Randy, what's up with the Falcons offense? Last year they were riding high, top scoring offense. Now they don't seem to have a rhythm. And if they thought they were going to get it together against a Patriots defense, something's wrong, right?
Let me tell y'all something, man. Yesterday, Sunday, NFL Countdown, I was talking about OC Coach Sarkisian. Coming from college, y'all did not want to listen to me, but one thing that I had to let people know was that
Coach Shanahan ran a certain style of tempo. It took him a whole year to get Matt Ryan under control to be able to run his offense. So maybe we need to give Coach Sarkisian maybe a year. But I'm going to tell you what, Coach Sarkisian, they was just in the Super Bowl last year. They don't have time to wait. Get it together and get that offense back to being the explosive offense that we know they are.
Man, I don't even think it had nothing to do with Sarkisian. I think what happened last night is that the New England Patriots came in there, and you know what they said? You know what? We're just a better football team than you guys. Last year, you were up 28-3. We came back, we walked that lead down, and we end up winning the Super Bowl. And we come out, and all we do is execute. We had all the 28-3 signs around the stadium. You guys were supposed to come in with all this revenge factor and the whole nine. We don't see any of that. All we do is we go out and we execute and we get wins. The New England Patriots last night made a statement to the Atlanta Falcons. That 28-3 lead, that was a farce. We're a better team than you are.
Well, they were really good on offense. They were good on special teams, made a play. But I think what the Patriots are probably most excited about is how they played defensively. And quite honestly, they haven't played up to their standard so far this season. But doing it with guys like Johnson Batamosi stepping in, who hasn't been there very long. John Jones played great. Malcolm Butler played great against three great wide receivers.
Yes. Didn't it look like they bought into the Patriot way again?
Yeah, and the other thing is, we talked about points. They gave up all those yards, but they kept them out of the end zone and didn't give up points. And that's, at the end of the day, what they want to do.
Sometimes I think football is just a sight game. I saw those banners that said 28-3, 3:13 left in the third, Super Bowl was yours.
Yeah.
They owned that loss all through the offseason. I think they did a great job. And then they started the season, there's no hangover. And then they saw those signs. And they go, oh, this is never going to go away.
Never.
This is going to hurt forever. And I think that, psychology has a lot to do with it. They got to bounce back.
The hangover is real.
The hangover on that side. That sign will never go away.
The Patriots gave their rings out last night.
It'll be a stinging.
It's been like a homecoming game.
And it just goes to show you, too. I mean, we're going into week 8. We're not even quite now at the halfway point.
Preseason's almost over.
It takes time. It takes time to adjust. We'll see tonight. Right? Kirk Cousins has a different offensive coordinator. Jay Gruden now calling plays. Takes time to adjust. That's what the NFL is all about. How about for Alshon Jeffrey? Takes a little time for him adjust. Spent the beginning of his career in Chicago, a fresh start in Philadelphia, and now tonight he makes his first Monday Night Football start for the Eagles. And outside the link, fun scene as Philly fans soaking in the success of their team. Expectations sky high. If they win tonight, they'll have their best record through 7 games since their Super Bowl season 13 years ago.
Palmer back to throw, steps out of the pocket, gets leveled, but Carson must have got shaken up on that throw. There was no protection. He got blasted.
Coming up, Adam Schefter and Chris Mortensen with injury updates from around the league, including the latest on Carson Palmer and Jay Cutler.
I think mentally the game has really slowed down quite a bit, and that's really helped me kind of take my game to the next level.
Carson Wentz sits down with John Gruden to explain his progression from NFL rookie to league MVP candidate with the high-flying Eagles. Plus, your weekly dose of fan favorites. You got Moss and...
Come on, man.
As we get set to wrap up Week 7, a ton of news coming off of Sunday, and for that, it's the Insider's Huddle with Adam Schefter and Chris Mortensen. Adam, let's start with the latest on Carson Palmer's broken arm.
Susie, he broke his left arm. They're flying back from London. He's going to have surgery on that arm this week. The Cardinals have said he will miss 8 weeks to potentially the season. And just do the math right now. 3-4 means there's a very good chance that Carson Palmer is done for the season. And you have to wonder, with him turning 38 years old in December, with him having been the #1 draft pick in 2003, the #1 overall pick, with him having played 15 seasons, if this is the end for Carson Palmer, that his career could be over. But certainly looks like his season is over. Drew Stanton will be the starter. Blaine Gabbert will be the backup. And Arizona will be left to carry on without Carson Palmer.
Well, over for Palmer. And then just watching Larry Fitzgerald's post-game press conference yesterday, it was so solemn, and you had to wonder, did he feel like this is it for him too?
Listen, I think there's a real chance that Bruce Arians, Carson Palmer, Larry Fitzgerald all could be going out in the desert together at the same time. And with Palmer being hurt and now out for the year, we are looking at the end of something of an era out with the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, Mort, how about Jake Cutler? He got hurt yesterday. Matt Moore threw 2 touchdowns to rally the Dolphins back. How is Cutler?
Well, Adam Gase, the Dolphins coach, confirmed that Cutler has multiple rib fractures. He did not rule Cutler out for Thursday night's game, but I'm going to rule him out for Thursday night's game and say Moore will start that game. They brought in David Fells today to work out. He was the quarterback on the team during the offseason and preseason. He was with Adam Gase in Chicago in 2015, and I would expect that Fells is signed to be Moore's backup on Thursday going forward. It just remains to be seen.
Dolphins at Baltimore on Thursday. Adam, let's talk about some of the big guys like left tackle Dwayne Brown of Houston.
Reported back to the Texans today, Susie, his holdout is over. He had not been with the Texans all during the offseason, and they get a reinforcement at the left tackle position just in time because their left tackle, Chris Clark, who had stepped in place of Dwayne Brown, has a calf strain. He's going to be out a couple of weeks. Dwayne Brown now comes in, and Bill O'Brien said today that he could play as early as Sunday against Seattle. Houston right now has no plans to trade Dwayne Brown, with the trade deadline being a week from tomorrow, though Dwayne Brown might be open to a trade still.
And an all-pro tackle, Joe Thomas of the Cleveland Browns, had an MRI today that confirmed he has torn his tricep, ending his season and ending his consecutive snap streak. That's 10,363 consecutive snaps, every snap since he entered the league more than 10 years ago.
And more, Thomas has always been the bright spot for the Browns, the one guy you could always count on. So where does this leave the team and Thomas's future?
Well, the team is still winless, but, Thomas was the one guy, certainly even for the Cleveland Browns, inside the franchise, outside the building, in the city of Cleveland, that they really saw as their foundation. Thomas himself said today he's not sure about the future. It's too early to talk about whether he will continue playing or not, and he will address that in the offseason.
Okay, guys, back with more news later in the show. Right now, back to where we started. Here's Matthew Berry on the impact of Carson Palmer's loss.
Thanks, Susie. The Week 7 has been brutal from a fantasy perspective. 7 teams could not manage an offensive touchdown. 8 quarterbacks scored less than 10 fantasy points. One of those guys, Carson Palmer, also suffered a broken arm, is going to miss 8 weeks. Arizona's vertical offense obviously taking a big hit, as Drew Stanton averaged just over 4 yards per attempt in his last 3 seasons. The teammate who might be hurt most by this change? Larry Fitzgerald. In 2014, Larry Fitzgerald played 6 games with Drew Stanton and averaged under 40 yards a game, had 0 touchdowns, and averaged under 8 fantasy points per game. The only must-start guy remaining on the team, Adrian Peterson, now becomes a running back 2 flex option at best, as opposing defenses are not going to stack the box against that inconsistent offensive line. But I do have some good news, Cardinals fans. They're on a bye this week. So, yay? To be honest, that's not really good news. I just hate ending these segments on a down note. So here's a picture of a puppy. Susie, back to you.
You can't lose with a picture of a puppy. It seems you can't lose with Carson Wentz. If you have him on your team, you're pretty lucky. The number 2 overall pick in 26 in Charles. Here's a sample.
It's the Randy and Charles show coming back at you one more time. Where we at, Randy? Where we at?
Man, the city of brotherly love, boy, Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Man, I love coming out to a tailgate area, man. And it's live. Philly is, I just feel like hopping, man. Philly, where y'all at, Philly?
Where you hopping? Let's get this show started, man.
Let's get this show started. There we go, Philly. Are you Birdman or is Birdman from New Orleans?
Birdman is right here in Philly. He's number 1, baby.
This the real Birdman.
The real Birdman right here, baby.
Hey! Let him hear you, Philly.
And I'm going to tell you like this. It ain't nothing but the Super Bowl, baby. It ain't the best of baby. Got all the Eagles fans going crazy. The Eagles are the best of it, baby.
Good God almighty.
Man,
what are you doing over here?
How many you feeding tonight?
Feeding anyone and everyone, right?
Hey, we ain't heard it in a while. Give it to me one more time. Give it. There you go.
A full episode of the Randy and Charles Show can be seen on ESPN.com later. You know what's so cool is we're in Kansas City and you guys are out there. Just one of a different vibe, a different flavor, but everyone is sort of unique unto itself.
Hey,
Susie?
let Matt and I do a cameo at some point?
Hey, be my guest, but I'm going to tell you what, we made this decision that this city here, when we was out there, live is so far. Everybody else better bring it. They got to bring it.
I don't know if anybody's going to be able to follow that one up. That's going to be hard to follow.
Oh,
real hard to
here.
follow.
Yeah, y'all got to watch the full show. Check the full show out and see how much fun we had out in the
Appreciate you,
parking lot.
Philly. Philly came with it, man.
Well, see, you guys found out. Philly fans are a different breed, and I'm from here, so I can speak to that. When things aren't going so good, Philly fans can be really tough on the athletes, the players, even Santa Claus. But when things are going well, man, this is a rewarding place to play, as Carson Wentz has found out, and those before him. Here's Chris Berman.
He could go.
Thank you, Susie. With Philadelphia on Monday Night Football tonight, I went back into the Monday Night Football vault to see for myself if what I remembered had actually happened. You see, in the almost 100-year history of pro football, rarely have we seen athletes play the quarterback position like a pair that the Eagles have had, almost a quarter of a century apart. Randall Cunningham and Michael Vick. Vick reached new heights against tonight's foe, Washington, just 7 years ago, to the tune of 4 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, and a 59-28 run.
Michael Vick is playing as well as he did back in his first run in the NFL.
He's outside the pocket. That's when the fun begins.
And there is Vick rolling and launching downfield for Deshaun Jackson, who accelerates, caught the opening play, and all the way for a touchdown.
What a throw by Mike Vick.
First and goal, Vick. Dancing, running, in for the touchdown.
I've never seen this guy play better.
Vick shoveling McCoy, 21-0. Vick taking another shot. This from Macklin. Jeremy Macklin, touchdown! Never seen anything like this, ever. Michael Vick, second rushing touchdown of the night from 6 yards.
Unbelievable. It's like a man with boys.
Vick keeping the play alive. We'll find someone in the back. Touchdown Avant.
Somebody give me his autograph. This guy is on fire.
I could have never envisioned this. I mean, signing here, I didn't even think I would be starting as the quarterback this year.
That surely was a step-out game for Vick as an Eagle. In 1988, the then up-and-coming Eagles of Buddy Ryan had their first home Monday nighter in 7 years against Bill Parcells' Giants and their top-flight defense. Randall Cunningham was more than up to the task with his arm and with his feet, literally.
Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. It is rocking tonight. Sold out to capacity. Quick kick, third down, 17. Randall Cunningham will do this. He did it earlier in the year against Minnesota. He probably is the best punter on this team. A smart play with that down and distance. Third down, goal to go. Look at that agility. That's a special right there. Ladies and gentlemen, Randall Cunningham is a ready for prime time player. Banks has got contained. Cunningham's rolling right to him. That's it, folks. It's all over. What? Look at him bounce back, stay on his feet, and throw a touchdown. And if you think you can't believe it, how about Carl Banks? 2 minutes remaining. It'll be third down and 8. And decision time for the Eagles. Do they put it up? I would. He believes in his quarterback. Carter on his way. Chris Carter. Cunningham, a brilliant night with a little bit of everything.
Every time you hear them sing "Fly, Eagles, Fly" at the Link, as they used to do at the Vet, it's impossible not to think of Randall Cunningham and Michael Vick. Your hometown team, Susie. I know you agree.
I do, Boom. And now we're all in Pennsylvania. Carson admits he's the perfect fit for Philly, his blue-collar mentality. And he may not have the wheels of Cunningham or Vick, but he likes to scramble and lower his shoulder, which has his teammates holding their breath and saying, "Come on, man."
Check out the Minnesota Golden Gopher trucking over a little kid.
You can't be doing that to little kids, man. That's not fair.
Yeah, if that's Chris Berman, tell him I'll get back on the quick.
Come on, man.
The Bears block the field goal. On the return, Marcus Cooper slows down at the 1, hit by Vance McDonald. The ball never crosses the plank.
Come on, man.
It's going to be a run to the right, but watch the center. He loses his helmet. He's looking at the sidelines. Hey, Coach Belichick, what do I do?
Come on, man.
Monday Night Football in Arizona. It was Mr. Hasselbeck's birthday. Well, guess what? We got a cake. Matt decided he wanted to smash it in his face.
Come on, man.